What's up, kitchen crew? So, I guess I'm just trying to go for two here, 2 days in a row of video uploads. I'll do what I can, man. Someone sent me this question. He goes, Luke Dub asks, so I really want to get out of sales, and I always had a dream of learning how to cook well, and that being my purpose. Debating on switching over to working in a kitchen. However, I have zero experience whatsoever. I dishwashed years ago and learned all the tricks, but when it comes to cooking, I have nothing. Will my lack of experience hinder me in starting off as a line cook in some places? That's a really good question. And this question has been on my list. It started off as like a fun topic that I wanted to cover, and that is, can anyone be a line cook? And, this question just, I think it goes well with that topic. So, the short answer, yes. You don't have to keep watching after this. The short answer is yes and yes. In some places, it will hinder. Your lack of experience will hinder you, but it's okay because those places aren't going to take you. You don't have to worry about that. If I can't imagine a restaurant hiring you with zero experience just so they can turn around and give you shit about not having experience later. I can completely see a kitchen hiring someone in the lower end, whether it's fast food or a type of restaurant or a diner or something that a fine dining establishment might not consider up to par with them. I can see that, and their idea might be like, well, we're trying to bring this guy up to speed with things, and the only way we can do it is just be hard on him. We expect a certain level from him. Sometimes it's douchey, sometimes it's justified, and they do it well. Okay, so for me, I started cooking professionally when I was 30 years old. Before that, I could make scrambled eggs. I used to say that I could make eggs over easy, but the heat wasn't high enough, and I would do the water method where you pour water into the pot. So a lot of the times my eggs would just seem like watery. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I didn't know how to cook until I started working in the kitchen. When I was 18 or 19, I had a job at Round Table Pizza, and I worked the line, and that was easy because in front of you, you have the specs for every pizza, and you have exactly how much of everything. Like, everything you order from Round Table is pre-portioned out. And it was the first instance where I just felt like the portions were bullshit. I know they have to make, their quotas and stuff, but I don't know, I'm putting black olives on a pizza, and I'm like, it needs a few more. And so I'd sprinkle on a few more. A cook one time told me, hey, don't do that because the manager will say something. Okay. But anyway, I worked Dish Pit there. I took orders there. I dropped food off, and I did that. And then I did a whole lot of nothing. I did construction for maybe 3 to 5 years. I worked retail. I thought for the longest time that I wanted to work in an office. So I got an office job, and I hated it. I worked in retail, house cleaning, car detailing. I've had quite a few jobs. I mean, my 20s was basically, I'll try it, and if I don't like it, I quit. Or I just show an incredible lack of disinterest until someone lets me go. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was establishing my I don't give a fuck attitude in my 20s, and boy, did I do it. Okay, so then 30 comes around, and I need a job. And at the time, the only jobs immediately available to me, was down the street was a car wash place. And I remember driving there. I was going to go apply, and I just conveniently passed it because it's those things you see and you're like, fuck no, I'm not going to work there. No offense to them, no offense to them. I just can't, no. There's just some shit that's like, nah, dude, I'm not going to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with feeling the way I feel if you're like, and of course, if you're desperate for work, fucking take whatever you can, but you don't have to stay there. That's something people don't tell you. You don't have to work where you're at, you know? Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. And so then my sister-in-law tells me that the place she's working at is hiring, and they don't really, it doesn't matter if I don't have experience or not. So that was my in. I went in there, I met the chef, he gave me a shot, and I think that's the way it's going to have to go for you. From my personal experience, I immediately started on the line. A lot of people, I would say a good 90% of cooks started off in dish pit. So to go back, yes, some places aren't going to take you, but some places are definitely going to work with you. And it just depends on what you want. I think if you want fine dining, I think it's a great goal to have. But if you have zero experience, I think you should get in where you can. Again, if you got to really think about this. Do you want to work in the industry because you want to make fine dining? Or do you love working with food? Do you love the idea of working with food? Because then, if that's it, then guess what? At minimum, go apply at Jack in the Box. Go apply at Burger King. Okay, so maybe not that minimum, right? So then you go up to a great place to start. No lie. And for me, it kind of like, I wouldn't want to go back there again. But it's a beautiful foundation. Work at a diner. Work at your local, like your local diner here. We have like Black Bear. We have Sherry's, Denny's, of course. We have a few brunch places. They don't have to be brunch places, but just almost, not quite a Chili's, but I would say like mom and pop diner type of restaurants. Go and apply there. Let them know the lack of experience you have. All you need is that one in, right? You may not get hired as a line cook immediately. You may get hired as a prep cook. You might even just start off as the dish pit. But if food is legitimately your interest, then I would say that is your in. And the reason why I pick somewhere like that is that it gives you flexibility to make mistakes. Another great place that you can apply would be like a hotel. Hotels have kitchens, places offer continental breakfasts. In some cases, they'll have a restaurant attached to it or a lounge. I've worked in a restaurant that had a steakhouse, bar, and lounge. And then I've worked in a place that has like poolside service. You can order sandwiches. They have their lounge inside where you can order chicken, room service, of course. I've also been in another one that was even higher quality, more fine dining in a hotel. Hotel kitchens are great learning environments because I think the way I would put it there is there you just learn the shit that's going to be applicable for all things. Once you get into certain kitchens, like in my kitchen is the perfect example for that. Everything we do is our way. And even the chef once told me, it's like, look, there's the way they do it, and then there's our way of doing it, okay? It's like each restaurant has its own language. Each restaurant has its own way of doing things. And it's developed for me a habit of now, if I go to another restaurant and if they say, oh, so I go make some hollandaise sauce, I'm going to ask the chef to show me the first time because I've made hollandaise in many different ways. And when you work in a place that wants their things done in a specific way, you stop assuming that everyone wants the same generic way. You now start to ask, like, can you show me how to do it so I know how to do it? In a case like you, zero experience, this is just a great foundation. I think in the next video or in the upcoming videos, I'll do like an EDC, sort of like what do I have and what you should have. Say if you're going into a stage, and even not just going into a stage, just what you should be carrying on you, what you should have going into work or any kitchen, any situation, we all, like chef knife, important. You gotta have it. So figure out, do you like the idea of cooking? Like, are you trying to do fine dining or do you want to be in the industry? okay? Because it's gonna be a while before you get to a spot that you wanna be. You're not just gonna go in and then bam, in 6 months, you're doing the exact kind of food that you wanna do, you know? And I don't know what kind of food you wanna do. Most people, when they say they wanna get into the industry or if they wanna move up, it's because they want that fine dining. They wanna get closer to Michelin stars. I'm in a situation right now where I've really realized that I just really love food. And I'll gladly work in a taqueria, making regular taqueria food if it pays well and I enjoy it. Like at this point, that's kind of where I'm at in my career, is I'll work wherever so long as I can enjoy it. And if the pay is reasonable, because I have responsibilities. I wouldn't immediately jump and just give your 2 weeks notice, get another job, because again, you don't know. Maybe you're gonna go in there and say, you know what, they put me on dish pit, and this isn't something that's worth it. I don't want it that bad. That's okay. I would much rather you go in, realize that you don't want it, and then you quit, and it's just the story's like, yeah, this one time I tried to be a cook and it just didn't work out. Then you try, force yourself, and then someone like me has to work next to you, and it's just a pain in the ass. Again, I can work with people that have zero experience. I'll take anyone with zero experience and I'll make him into a badass cook. I can't do anything for someone that just doesn't want to put in that effort, doesn't want to be better, and doesn't take criticism correctly. So what I would do is, say if you got 2 days off, start off as a dishwasher 1 day a week, or go into a stage. That's the first thing. Apply. You let them know that you don't have experience. They'll give you a stage on your day off, and see how you like it. Some places might start you off immediately on the line. And if you start immediately, if you have zero experience and they're already starting you with cooking and actual, like, you're on the line or even prepping, consider yourself extremely lucky. Very lucky. You're very privileged. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that like congratulations, dude. That's fucking awesome. That's how I started, you know? But if you're gonna start with the pit, you're just gonna have to. If you can't enjoy working in the industry at its lowest, worst points, and for me it would be like, you know, cleaning grease traps, doing like, bleaching drains, cleaning, restoring disgusting equipment. You come in and you're short, and maybe your dishwasher isn't there and you're prepping. Now the chef says, you're gonna be on dish pit all night. If you can't enjoy it, if you're just gonna be like, this is fucking bullshit, I didn't sign up for this, I don't want to stop. Okay? A chef has to wear many hats. The sous chef has to wear many hats. And for the most part, the cooks have to wear many hats. Again, this goes back to things like, because you're not saying shit like, that's not my station. That may not be your station, but if you can fucking help out, you jump in and help out. That's an extra hat. No one's asking you to go out and see if people need stuff for their station and go back. You're not a lead. But if you do that, that's a hat right there. So you're slowly, if you're already in the industry, you already know you're slowly adding different responsibilities to what you do. Some of us, yeah, you know what? Some of you guys are just strictly your cooks. That's it. And no one's going to fuck with your position. I respect it. If you have zero experience, you're coming in, especially if you're like late in the game like me, coming in at 30, use that experience that you've accumulated in other places and really put forth the effort into this. Because I would say the industry is very rewarding when it comes to things. One thing that I've heard, especially people that work in corporate environments, is how things aren't always fair. Things aren't always fair in the kitchen, but at the very least, I can comfortably say is your hard work will get recognized immediately. So you might start off on dish, but if you really are busting your ass, you might get a chance to do some prep. You might get a chance to, go pick some parsley, which may not seem like a lot to you, but that's fucking a big deal. We have a guy who's only washed dishes. We hired him, and he's just busting ass. He's busting ass. He's quick. He puts the dishes away, which I don't understand why some dishwashers just leave that shit there. It piles on, and then they're like in the middle of service going, I need someone to pick up dishes. Like, bro, can't you see we're doing shit? I'll gladly go do it when I get a chance, but please, you can grab some plates, you can grab some sixpence and put them away. I'm not going to be mad, homie. This guy just fucking does it. And you know what's the wildest thing? He fucking does it with a fucking smile. He's fucking happy. He's always pumped. He has rarely ever, he never says no. He just does what needs to be done for the team. And now we're going to, in the next few days, we're going to talk to him and we're going to move him into the plancha so he can start doing some stuff. He completely skipped the prep cook aspect of it and went straight into the line. So good for him. He showed a lot of heart. He showed a lot of responsibility. And again, he's enjoying what most people wouldn't want to do, what most people don't want. Who wants to fucking come home soaked in fucking disgusting, kitchen water? Those leather aprons aren't fucking helping, dude. They do something to an extent, but you're still, man, it's fucking gross. Your hands get gross. You get shit in your shoes, sloshing your feet around sometimes. It's gross. So I'll wrap it up because it's a pretty open and shut case. Yes, you have zero experience. You 1000% can make it into a kitchen, okay? But be realistic, okay? You're not going to immediately get into the Michelin star restaurant. And if you do, you got to fucking leave a comment. You got to let us know. Because as far as I know, everything, it just goes back to a simple concept of you need to be able to crawl before you can run. Most fine dining, most places like that, they'll ask for 3 years minimum experience, either in general or 2 to 3 years in other fine dining establishments. But that's because they expect you to already know the basics. They expect you to have basic concept ideas. I mean, just have simple, understand basic concepts like emulsification. Very basic concept. A very basic concept of removing the label from the tape. I'm going to mention that shit forever because I don't give a fuck. So be appropriate with it. Don't go in and be like, oh, they started off me in pit. Great. Well, guess what? You're in the industry. So now you just have to apply yourself. Now you just have to work hard. I got my shot and I took advantage of every opportunity I had. All you got to do is you just need one kitchen to give you a shot. You can go in with zero experience, but a great chef, a great kitchen will see your zero experience, but they'll see all that momentum that you have. They'll see all that drive that you have. I don't give a fuck about the passion, because passion's great. Passion is a personal thing, but passion isn't what's getting you to work on time. Passion isn't what's going to help you in a rush on Saturday night and you're just, I'm just fucking burnt down. I'm so fucking tired of making the same fucking thing. Passion is not going to help you out when you're just like, I'm just not in the mood today. I went out last night. I'm tired. I have a headache. I can't. Okay? You know what's going to do it? It's going to be discipline is going to help you out in this sort of situation. Discipline is going to carry you forth. Your passion isn't food, okay? That's your true north, but it's your discipline that's gonna get you there, okay? So I hope this answered your question. I am more than happy to make another video about this because eventually the more videos I put out, this specific video is gonna get sort of, buried in with the other ones. So I don't mind. I don't mind answering this question a million times. If you feel that, hey, you know what? You wanna DM me, go ahead and DM me just like Luke did. If you feel you need a more personal touch, that's fine. But this is a question I felt definitely warranted a video. I get this question asked quite a bit. I am living proof that you don't need experience, okay? I started off 30 years old, never held a knife, never cooked shit in my life, and now I'm 7 years in with a fucking YouTube channel giving cooks advice, and the concept seems to be working. You guys seem to love it. My coworkers love it when I show up. My chefs love me. I'm fucking kicking ass here. Zero experience, no school, nothing. You got this. Apply yourself. Peace out, chefs. Have a great service. Bye.